I got a collection of peppers from Imperfect Foods last week. It was mostly jalapeno. I think there was a serrano in there. It wasn't a crazy variety. They said variety, and it was 9 jalapenos and 1 serrano, so it's not like crazy variety, but it was enough to give me some ideas. So what I did, I roasted off some of it and blended it in my little Vitamix here with some vinegar, some salt, some tomato, some pepper, some garlic, and turned it into this. And this is a spicy, sweet, amazing combination of flavors. And I was like, that is pretty great. But, you know, it wasn't very much. It was hard to blend because it was just at the bottom of the blender, so it wasn't great. So I thought, well, why don't I go get some hatch peppers, because they're in season right now. These are all in season right now. So I thought, let's get some hatch peppers, and then we'll do a very topical video for a hatch pepper hot sauce. These are mild hatch peppers. I got, you know, a good bag full of hatch. It's about a pound. And then I thought, well, what I really liked about the pepper sauce that I made was that it did have jalapeno in it, and it did have that heat from the jalapeno. And I really like the complexity and the nuance of having different kinds of peppers. Even though hatch has its own flavor, shishito has its own flavor, jalapeno has its own flavor, they all have their own individual heat. They all have their own individual flavors. So I thought, well, let's do one where we roast off a bunch of different peppers. So I got some poblanos, very mild, I mean, these are the kind of peppers you make chili rellenos with. So I've got 3 poblanos, I've got about 5 jalapenos, and then I've got about a pound of hatch chili peppers. So what we're gonna do here today is I've got the oven going. We've talked about it, it's about 93 degrees outside, and we've talked about how the oven really makes the kitchen the least hot. So I'm gonna throw these into the broiler and just let the broiler hit it full power. And then we'll grab some tongs and we'll flip them over and make sure both sides get scorched. And the idea here is that we're sort of cooking them, but we're also charring the skin. And when you char the skin, you can then peel it off. I'm gonna show you a couple different ways to do that with a couple of the different peppers that we have. So I'm gonna hold on to a hatch, I'm gonna hold on to a jalapeno, and I'm gonna hold on to a poblano. And while these are in the oven, I'm going to show you different ways that you can handle these. So let's put these in. They're in there. It's going to go for some time. We'll check back in on them as it goes. It's on full broil, so just the top of the oven is really hot, and it's just bombarding the chilies with direct heat. Now, speaking of direct heat, there's a couple ways you can do these. Pepper has a couple of components to it. It's got the skin. We generally don't like to eat. It's fine. It's edible. Good catch, right? Kung Fu skills. But what we do is we char the skin and then we take it off. When we char the skin, we're also sort of cooking the flesh of the pepper. And when we cook the flesh of the pepper, it softens it up, it rounds out some of the flavors, and we can put it into a bowl, cover it with saran wrap, and then just kind of let it steam in there for about 5 or 10 minutes. And the same goes for all of these. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn on, again, it's 93 degrees outside, so I'm probably not gonna do these all to completion. I'm just gonna show you kind of how it works. So you turn the fire on real high, and then you literally just put the peppers over the fire. You can put them directly onto the grate. So this is going to both blacken the skins, and it's going to, here we go. So you can start blackening the skins. And it's just gonna make it so that you can peel the skin off. And then from there it goes into the blender. You add your vinegar, your salt, your garlic, everything that you had ready. This is one way to do it. And to drop it into the fire. This heats up the kitchen, isn't ideal. Another thing we can do, if you're not all in on that, you can grab one of these little heads. It's called the Fun Owlet. I don't know what that means, but it makes fire. And so from here, you can do each individual one. So this is a slow process if you're going to try and do them all. You can hear that skin popping. It's pretty cool. This is great if you're a pyromaniac. The value of cooking it in the oven versus this is going to be that in the oven, it's also cooking the flesh. When you do this direct heat thing, you're getting the skin all charred and awesome looking. You are then going to want to cover it in a bowl and just let the heat kind of seep through and cook it, steam it while it's in this bowl. That's how I learned in cooking school. So while I'm doing these, 2 or 3 peppers, the broiler in the oven is going to be doing 25 of them. So this is the slow but fun pyromaniac way of doing this. So I'm going to leave these out on the cutting board. I'm just going to let them stew in their own juices. Let's take a look. As you can see, the work I'm doing on one at a time is being done a lot at a time. So this will probably take 15 or 20 minutes in total. I'll put these back in. So while we do this, I'm going to cut up some garlic. So I'm just going to loosely cut it up. Basically, the blender is going to do all of the hard work. So the Vitamix is going to pulverize all of this into a fine paste, which you're then going to just slather on things because it's freaking enjoyable. All right, there we have our garlic. All cooking needs sound effects. So in here we have peppers I'm using. I'll take off the tops and the seeds for the hatch. Top and seeds. Split it down the middle. We can just take some of the seeds out. I don't really care if there's seeds in this stuff. We can check the heat levels of this. Here, let me give it a little taste. Mild to medium heat. Scoville, 1,000, 1,500, 1,000. Low, pretty low. Not very hot. A little burn on the lips. Nothing crazy. Let's take out our peppers and see where we're at. See how we're doing. So I think a lot of these are pretty good to take their skins off the way that they are. Groovy. So really hot, really steamy. Let's try and get the skin off without taking the pepper away with it. I might have mentioned it was hot. Beauty, eh? I did it. First try. Now they say there's more than one way to skin a pepper. Wish I hadn't wasted all that knowledge on cats. Live and learn. These guys are looking pretty good. Oh, some of these when they come right off, it's so nice. This is the benefit of letting them sit for a while. As they steam, the flesh becomes loose from the skin. So we'll set one jalapeno aside in case we feel like we need it. I'm going to clean up the cutting board a little bit. Got a few here that need to be used. They've been on the counter waiting for sandwiches that never came. This may not be everybody's technique, but I just go in and take the center out here with the steak knife. Just toss it in our garbage bowl. This is an heirloom tomato, so it's got, some good flesh to it. I'm just roughly chopping it up. So we're going to pour in all of the peppers. So this is about 2.5, 3 cups of peppers. I'm gonna do 3 medium pinches of coarse kosher salt. I'm going to take 4 or 5 small garlic cloves. Just put them right in there. All of them. I'm using a distilled white vinegar. Just we buy it in bulk. So I'm going to pour enough of that in. It's going to be about 1/3 of a cup. And then I'm going to put the tomato in. This is a little bit more liquid. I'm going to use some rice bran oil. It's my Japanese stuff. I use it for cooking tempura. It's a good mild oil. It's not as flavorful as olive oil. We want to create a little bit of an emulsification with this. Put this on here. Turn it on. We're on low. We're probably just going to Can't say it's the greatest color or texture. Really can't. It's goopy. Hint of vinegar. Let's grab some corn chips. It's hot. Still warm, of course. It's fruity. So it's got a lot of pepper flavor. It's got a decent amount of heat. If I were to say, it's the equivalent of Tabasco sauce. So 5,000 Scoville, but it's got the fruit, the tomato and the more mild peppers really give it like a nice kick and a nice pairability. I'm going to be able to pair this with things. You've got hot sauce. You can spoon on anything. Eggs, sandwiches, chicken, beef, pork. Oh, pork. Ooh, that'd be so good. I'd tell you to go cook something, but I really want you to go cook something after you make this and then put this on that. That'll be tasty. So if you have ideas of what this is going to go good with, leave it in the comments. Maybe I can try making it. I'm going to save some of this. I'm going to eat some of this. I'm definitely going to enjoy the hell out of it. And I think you would too. So go grab some hatch peppers, grab some jalapenos, some poblanos, whatever mix, whatever blend you want. Doesn't have to be hatch if you watch this in the middle of December. You can get peppers at the store. You can get poblanos year-round. You can get jalapenos year-round. You can get serranos year-round. You can get Thai peppers year-round. Just grab them, roast them off, throw them in here with a little bit of vinegar, a little bit of garlic, a little bit of salt, and yeah, let the peppers do the driving. You're going to get flavor, you're going to get heat, and you're going to get something that's absolutely delicious. And yeah, that's it. Take care of yourselves. But go cook something and then put this on it. Hey, if you know the difference between a salsa and a hot sauce and whatever the fuck this is, let me know, because I'm all ears. Technically, I just did a whole video with headphones in, and I don't know why. So, shit. Oh. I'm just so used to having headphones in all day long when I work, when I cook, when I clean. Well, anyway, that was me doing a whole video with headphones in. So, yeah, sorry, namaste.